Who's starting it? You or me? Do I say my name first?
Yes.
I'm Amelia. Don't laugh. I'm Amelia.
And I'm Abby. And this
this
is
is
Spooky Stories with the Sinister Sisters.
Sisters. Welcome back. If this is your second time watching us, I have some light housekeeping I need to do, kind of clarify something that I was informed to by one of our listeners, also known as our mother. Jasper is my cat. Apparently, I didn't clarify that in the last episode whenever I was talking about how he made that little baby thing go off and do creepy noises. Apparently, I just said Jasper, and Mom said, you didn't clarify that Jasper is your cat, right? And I said, no. So Jasper is my cat.
I kind of thought it was a little bit obvious, but...
Well, so did I, but apparently not. He also killed 2
Guess
mice
not.
today, so killed them and ate them. Talk about spooky. That was definitely spooky.
That's really ironic.
Yeah.
Considering what we're talking about.
Really?
Yeah.
Ooh, now I'm spooked.
Okay, do you have any guesses of what we're talking about today?
Something spooky, obviously. I don't really know. I don't know. I have a feeling you're not going to do an urban legend because I did that. So I'm going to go with a... I'm going to go with a creepypasta kind of thing. Are they urban legends? No. Okay. I definitely know it's not the Black-Eyed Children. That's for sure.
No, I would not talk about that after we had already done it.
Okay. So this is kind of weird for me being on this side. Okay. Okay. What are we talking about? I'm scared.
Okay, first let me just ask you a question.
Okay.
What do you know about the Oregon Trail?
Okay, so I have heard about it. I think one of the podcasts I listened to talked about it, but they did a whole episode. I do know that it's haunted. That's all I know about it.
Yeah, the Oregon Trail is very haunted, but
Is it
we're not talking about a haunting on it.
Oh. Was there a murder?
We're talking about the Donner Party.
The daughter? Like, I have a daughter?
No, the Donner, Donner. The Donner Party.
Oh.
Have you heard of the Donner Party?
I have not heard of that whatsoever.
You haven't? I feel like this is something you would have known about. I was really worried that you would have known this.
No, I have literally never heard of that.
That is great. It's
good. All new things.
It's not something, necessarily spooky, but it is definitely disturbing.
I would put disturbing in with spooky. Did it give you weird vibes while you were...
Oh, it's all weird vibes. It's all yikes, that's horrible and awful. Okay. It's not going to give you nightmares, but it is something you'll think about and be like, yikes.
Good, because it is 1:30 in the morning and I'm not wanting to have nightmares. Okay, I'm excited now that I don't know nothing about it.
Okay, so, very basics of Donner Party. They, went to go travel the Oregon Trail, which is... I think it was Illinois where they were going to California.
Wait, so they were in Illinois going to California?
Yes.
That's so spooky because the one I'm researching for my next episode is in Illinois.
Are they going to California?
No, they're just in Illinois. So are they I guess I shouldn't ask. I'll just ask just in case. Are they siblings, or they just call themselves the Donner Party?
I'll get to it. Okay.
Okay. Sorry.
The whole group of people is called the Donner Party. Their entire group of people that goes with them is a part of the Donner Party.
Did they name themselves, or did society name them?
I don't have the answer to that.
Oh, okay. We'll just go with...
I'm assuming historians were like, you know what, this is the Donner Party.
Okay. Probably. We'll see.
I don't know. People don't really name themselves for a road trip. They kind of get named after stuff happens.
That is very true. Maybe everybody should start naming themselves as they go on a road trip and write it down somewhere. If something happens, they can decide what they want to be called. Okay.
Okay, so Oregon Trail, it's, it takes multiple months. It's 2,000 miles.
Holy cow.
Yeah, it's awful. And you have to go through, before you get to California, you have to go, like, through mountains. So you have to be there, like, before October, because then it starts snowing and it's, like, you cannot get through it.
And people go here for funsies?
No, I'm sure they had a reason for going. The reason, however, was not as important as the rest of the story.
Oh, okay.
So I'm sure they weren't just going there for funsies.
Okay. I hope not, because I would not want to go to a trail. Like, whenever you said trail, I was thinking, like, the trails that we have around here that
No,
are, like, not
you
that
thought
long.
the Oregon Trail was like a hiking trail?
Yes!
No, the Oregon Trail, it's like it's. How do you not know what the Oregon Trail is?
I don't know! Do I need to look it up real fast? Like, get pictures?
Yes, I need you to look up the Oregon Trail.
Okay.
Not because it's important to what I'm going to tell you, but it's important that I, as your sister, know that you aren't this dumb.
Oh. Okay. I'm looking at pictures for it.
Why are you looking at pictures for the Oregon Trail?
Oh my gosh, why is it so long? It goes through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 states?
Yes, it goes for a very far, like, distance.
There's a game.
You didn't know there was an Oregon Trail game?
I have a feeling that after mom and dad listen to this, they're going to judge me so hard because I feel like they know about this game.
Everybody knows about this game.
I do not, and neither does my daughter. And I guarantee Anthony doesn't either.
It sounds like you guys are very sad.
Okay, continue with your story.
So, Donner Party, it was two brothers and their family. One of them, George Donner, and his wife, Tamsin. Which, awful name. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing it right, but we're going with Tamsin. Because that's what it looks like it's pronounced like. And then their daughters, Frances, who is 6, Georgia, who is 4, and Eliza, who is 3.
So very, very young.
Yeah. Also, daughters from previous marriage.
Okay.
Ilitha. It's horrible names. It's like the 1800s or something. They didn't have very good names.
Okay.
And Liana, who were 14 and 12.
And they were from the previous marriage?
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
I don't know anything about the previous marriage. That's
okay. So younger ones are current marriage, older ones are previous marriage. Okay. All right.
And then George's brother, Jacob Donner, who had his wife Elizabeth with him, his kids, George, Mary, and Isaac, who were, there were 5 kids. George, Mary, Isaac, Louis, and Samuel, who were 9, 7, 6, 4, and 1. And then his stepsons, Solomon. That's probably what it is.
Probably.
Look, it's pronounced spelled Solomon.
Yeah, that's Solomon.
No one should name their kids Solomon.
No offense to any Solomons out there, we love you.
No offense to your parents, though. They did some awful name picking. Solomon and William, who were 14 and 12. The party also included James Reed and his wife, Margaret.
Oh my gosh.
There were a lot of people. There were 81 people in this.
Holy
We're not going over 81, we're going over the important.
You want to sit here and name 81 people?
No. But they had children, Martha, James, Thomas, and Virginia, who were 8, 5, 3, and 13.
Lots of kids.
But everyone had lots of kids back then.
Yeah, I guess so.
I guess they were like, well, most of them might die, so.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway, Donner Party. Really unprepared to go on this trip. Like, had absolutely no time management skill. Because by the time they had gotten to, like, their first stop, everyone else going on the trail had already been gone for, like, a week, if not more.
Okay.
Like, they were very far behind for, like, you know, being in a wagon and having cows drag them everywhere.
Okay, well, first of all, a lot of kids, so probably a lot of bathroom breaks, to be honest.
Okay, other groups of people had a lot of people too. It's not just this group that had a lot of people.
So they were just slow people.
They were just slow.
Okay.
They were like, you know what? Let's relax. Let's just like chill out. It's not like we have anywhere to be. We'll make it no time.
Right. They were just enjoying the view.
I
Taking in the
guess.
scenery.
They had gotten to Fort Bridger in Wyoming, and I guess they had like found a book or something that was like, you know what, here's a shortcut for the trail you can go down that'll be so fast it'll save you 300 miles on this trip.
What?
300 miles? It's a 2,000-mile trip. 300 miles? That's so much more time. They'll be like, we'll get there so much earlier than everyone else. And we left late.
They just found this book
Well, they didn't just find it. Someone gave it to them, I'm sure. It's not like it was just discarded on the floor.
Okay, got it.
But, they found it, and they were like, this is great. And then, George ran into a friend, and he was like, don't take that route. No one's gone on that route before. Like, he doesn't know it's faster. It's kind of, like, no one's tested this.
Right.
And I don't know if you want your family to be, like, the guinea pigs for this trail.
Right. Or you don't know, somebody could have tested it and they just didn't live to talk about their experience on the trail.
Either way, no one who's gone this trail is in California. So I'm not sure how great that is. But they were like, no, it's gonna be so much faster. It's revolutionary. We're gonna go to this route and be the first people there. The route was so bad that there wasn't even like an actual road they could go on.
What?
They had to like cut down trees and move things out of the way so that their wagons could go through.
So it might be saving them 300 miles, but they are taking a long time to get through that because nobody's been that way.
They are taking so much more time to do this. Like, it's ridiculous. And they could have gone back, but they just were like, you know what? We're going to be on this road.
They were committed. And, stubborn people, I guess.
There's so many more, other people went on the other route and they made it to California, no problem.
Yeah.
But they were like, we're revolutionary. We're gonna go on this new route.
We want to be different.
They're not like other girls. They go on the 300 miles quicker route. So, route, it's awful. But eventually, they get past the, like, cutting down tree stage and make it to the Great Salt Lake Desert. It's a desert. I want you to imagine a desert. I want you to imagine what a desert looks like.
Yeah, I'm imagining sand. Okay? I know what a desert is. I
very flat, very empty land.
Yes. Very
dry.
Their
cows escaped.
What?
Their cows got loose and ran away. It took them a week searching for them.
How did they not tie them up good enough?
I don't know, but they lost their cows in a desert and couldn't find them for a week.
That seems weird. Because also, I don't think cows move that fast. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they can move really, really fast if they want to. But, like, wouldn't you see, like, their prints? Like, their feet prints?
Or, like, where they went because they're giant cows and it's a desert.
Yeah.
I can't imagine, like, losing a cow in the middle of a desert and not being able to find them. Spending a week looking for them and not being able to find them.
Yeah. That seems odd.
Like, they never found their cows. Their cows are somewhere else.
People find their dogs quicker than that sometimes.
People find, like, anything quicker than that. In a desert?
Yeah, in a desert, that's kind of strange. My question is, why have cows anyways? Like, they didn't have horses?
No, they have cattle that drag their wagons. That's just what everyone did.
Oh. I guess I just don't know much about that time.
I guess you don't. I kind of went into this thinking you knew at least a little bit about the Oregon Trail.
I skipped that part of history class.
I guess you did. My mistake. So, they get past the desert, never found those cows.
So are
Kids,
they
like,
walking now?
well, they still have some cows.
Okay, so it wasn't all of them.
It wasn't all of them. It was like,
Okay.
I don't know, 5 to 10 of them. And they had like tons of wagons. So they
Okay.
had other cows.
Okay.
It's just some people don't have wagons now. But they've gotten past the desert, and they were able to, because the way the shortcut worked was they went like down past the lake instead of the way the normal way went, which
Okay.
was like up past it, and I
Yeah.
guess it's faster to go down. You remember how many miles this was supposed to save?
300.
They had gained 100
How?
because it was such a bad shortcut. It is the worst shortcut. They gained over 100 miles and were about a month behind of where they should have been.
I'm gonna see where this story goes because can I say my theory right now? Or
Go
should I
ahead.
wait the story's out?
No, go ahead.
Okay, so right now, so we don't know who the person is who gave them this map book thing.
I mean, we know who it is, but he's not important enough for his name to be here.
Okay, but what if he gave them that, knowing how bad it was, but he just really needed cows, and that's why they couldn't find the cows?
Oh, you think he just like stole the cows?
I think he just stole the cows.
You think he's just like sitting at the Great Salt Lake Desert being like, can't wait for people to come here so I can steal their cows.
Yes. Yes.
You know what? That's a great theory. I don't have any information on that, but I would love to imagine that's just what happened.
We're gonna pretend that's what this guy was doing.
They just got their cows stolen
Just
and got
needed
100
cows.
miles on their trip.
They just needed cows. Like, you're telling me if this was in today's day and age, there wouldn't be somebody who would tell you to go on this trail just to steal your car?
I mean, probably, but
This man needed cows.
you think he would just steal the cows? I don't know, not making people go 100 miles off the trail. He probably wasn't even there. He probably didn't even live there.
I don't know. I'm just saying. Pretty good theory.
Well, they had to clear a way to go on this trail.
That is true. You know what? Stop dissing my theory. That's a good
Have better
theory.
theories next time.
That's a good theory.
So, now they've been on the trail for a while. It's now October. I don't know when they left, but it was definitely before October.
Okay.
They didn't get there in a month. It took them at least 5 months, we'll say. I didn't do enough research on it to find how long it actually took. But it's October. And they're like not too happy about it because they like can see ahead and they are like, yeah, that mountain we're supposed to go past, it has snow on it. It shouldn't have snow on it.
Yes.
They should have gone earlier.
Yeah.
While they were on their, travel, 2 wagons got tangled. I don't know how. I wish I knew how. I couldn't find out how. I don't understand how 2 wagons get tangled.
Like they crashed into each other?
I guess, but I don't know. So one of the wagons was James Reed's wagon.
Okay.
And I guess they have like the 2 wagon people started fighting. They were like, "You crashed into my wagon. No, you crashed into my wagon." And then James killed the other guy.
Oh my!
He stabbed him, and not everyone was really happy about that.
I would assume not.
A couple of people in the group were like, "He should die too. He killed someone, an eye for an eye. That's how that works." But instead they just banished him. So
how do they banish him? Like, what is like they just like kick him
they
off?
said, "Go on, you're not a part of this group anymore. Get out of here."
Okay, that's kind of. I was not expecting that.
So, James Reed, he left. His family was still on, they were still in the Donner Party.
Just not him. He
Just
wasn't.
not him.
Okay.
He left.
Okay.
And at this point, they had gotten rid of a lot of their supplies.
I was gonna say, how are they doing on, like, food?
They were doing pretty good, and then they were like, our animals, they're not doing great. Let's just chuck our stuff off. It's fine. It's probably because their cows got stolen from them.
Yeah, and then you have to load more people in a trailer, so those poor cows were probably dying because they couldn't pull that many people.
So they threw their stuff. They buried some of it. I don't know what the point of burying it was.
I guess they just didn't want anybody else to have it.
I guess.
So you're
But
telling me they brought
buried it.
shovels with them?
Maybe they dug it with their hands. You don't know.
Again,
They're
taking more
pioneers.
time.
They probably got tough digging hands.
Okay.
Are you a pioneer?
I'm not a pioneer.
You wouldn't know then.
You're right.
It's, at this point, like, early to mid-October, it's starting to snow. It's getting very cold. So the party's like, you know what, let's rest by this lake. The lake, unfortunately, is now called the Donner Lake.
Oh, that's not good.
So you can assume great things happen there.
Sounds like it.
The next morning, after they had woken up, they were trying to continue the trail, but it had snowed so much that they couldn't go forward anymore. They just had to stay where they were. They couldn't, go back the way they had came. They couldn't go the way
stuck.
They were heading. They were just stuck. Completely stuck.
That's kind of scary.
They were. Do you want to guess how far they were from California?
Oh, I probably still miles and miles away.
They were only 100 miles away from California.
You're kidding.
You know how they left a week later?
Yeah.
Some people think that if they had left a week earlier, then they would have made it to California.
Yeah. Nothing to what I feel like you're about to tell me is going to happen would have happened.
Nothing would have happened if they had gone when everyone else had gone.
I mean, even if they would have just taken the normal trail too, possibly.
Yeah. Even if they had taken the normal trail, because the shortcut gave them over 300 or over 100 miles.
Yeah. That would have made up for how far they were.
It absolutely would have.
Wow.
They would have. Nothing I'm going to tell you would have happened if they stayed on the normal trail.
Oh, that gives me chills.
Why does this give you chills?
Because it's just, I don't know. It's just every choice you make can either break you or help you succeed. And they made the wrong choice, which they probably thought in the moment was a harmless choice.
Look, I think this just tells you if someone's saying, hey, that guy who wrote that book doesn't know what he's talking about and has never been on that trail.
Let's not go on it.
You don't go on that trail. You're like, okay, we'll say the way everyone else is going.
Good life lesson. Be a follower.
Be a sheep. Otherwise, you'll...
Be a missing cow.
Be a missing cow in a desert.
Yep.
So, they set up camp by the Donner Lake. And they were just, preparing to have to stay there all winter without nearly enough supplies. Because they had buried all of their supplies, and they can't go back to get it.
Right. Well, even if they could go back, it sounds like it snowed so much. They probably wouldn't have been able to.
They would not be able to get it. Yeah.
Yeah. There's no way.
So they were just setting up whatever camp they can, trying to survive this winter, and then continue their 100-mile trail once it turns spring.
So they were planning to wait. I guess they had
had no other choice than to wait out the winter. Within a couple,
Did it say anything if they had any kind of shelter resources or anything?
They had their wagons.
That's it.
That's
And
it. They may have had tents
it was
in their
those
wagons,
wagons
but
too that was like the open wagons kind of. It had like the
Mhm.
cover on the top and that was it.
Yep,
Wow.
that was it.
Wow. And I wonder if they had warm clothing. Like if they were planning to get there at a certain time, I'd assume they might have packed some,
I
but
mean, I'm sure they brought like some warm clothes,
but
but
definitely not enough to survive a whole winter.
yeah, they were very underprepared. But if they just left whenever they were supposed to,
None of this would have
none of
happened.
this would have happened.
That is crazy.
Work on your time management skills.
I guess, yeah, but there's your life lesson.
um, a couple of weeks, like maybe not even 2 weeks, and they'd already eaten most of, if not all of their cattle,
Oh my gosh.
and had estimated the snow was 8 feet deep.
Oh my god. So even whenever spring does come, they're going to be walking the 100 miles.
Yeah,
8 feet?
8 feet.
Oh my. I couldn't even imagine that. I could not even imagine that.
That's crazy to think about. Like the snow being taller than anyone in that party. Tall enough for them to be completely trapped in.
Completely. Oh my gosh.
However, on December 16th, they got trapped like, I don't know, October.
Mm-hmm. And
In
now
December. Now it's December. About 15 people had decided they were just like going to, go ahead and try and get some help.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming they maybe exaggerated a little bit about the 8 feet because, they were able to go and walk and get help. Now, maybe it meant 8 inches. I don't think it did. I think they were just lying. They were like, how can we make this so much more severe than it is? 8 feet of snow!
I could see that.
But 15 people left. They left on the 16th. They couldn't really get a lot of stuff with them, like a lot of food or anything.
Right.
So by the 21st, they had completely run out of food.
Oh no. This
And to
doesn't
make it
sound-
worse, the guide of the party, the person who was leading them,
Uh-huh.
and I don't know if you're going to believe this is a thing, but I need you to just trust me that it is.
Okay.
He had gone snowblind.
What's snowblind?
His, like, corneas or whatever in his eyes had gotten sunburnt.
Is it because
of
the
the snow?
snow's so bright?
Because the
Ew.
sun, like, shines on the snow, and then since it's so white, it reflects into his eyes.
I did not know that was a thing.
Well, I mean, have you never heard, like
I
whenever
can
people go
definitely
to
I can definitely
Antarctica, they have to, like, wear glasses?
I can definitely see how it would have happened, but I did not know it was like an actual thing.
Yeah.
That poor person.
He was completely blind. And he kind of just, like, told everyone else to go ahead and just leave him there.
Oh, poor guy.
Well, what else is he gonna do? Walk around blind?
That's horrible.
It is, but horrible things happen.
Yeah, and if they didn't, we would not be telling this story right now.
So the other members went ahead. One of them, his name was Franklin Graves, which, very ironic name. He was very near death, brought his daughters close, and he kind of just said, you know what, when I die, go ahead and eat me.
No, he did not.
He did.
He gave them full-on permission to eat him.
Full-on permission to eat him.
What a good guy.
And then they did.
Wait, so did he just die, or did they
He died. No, he died.
Okay.
And they ate him.
I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do.
But he wasn't the only member in the 15 people group to get eaten. Apparently, one of the members of this party had fallen asleep, and while he was sleeping, his hand like rolled into the fire.
No.
And at first, group great people, they moved his hand out of the fire, as you would hope they would.
Right, right, right.
And then it happened again,
Oh.
and they just kind of decided to eat him.
So they just let him like burn to death?
I guess so. I don't know if they like let
Or
him
did they
burn
like
to death,
full,
or if they like killed him and then cooked him.
or if they just rolled him over onto the fire?
They might have.
So that's
But
2 people now that have been eaten.
2 people now that have been eaten. I guess moral of this story: don't fall asleep that close to a fire.
No, obviously not.
Honestly, maybe it's his fault. I wouldn't have fallen asleep that close to a fire. I would have been like, my hand could fall in, and then I would lose a hand.
I don't know if it's that cold outside. I might have.
That's why you'd get eaten first.
I probably would.
So, they ate him. There were like 2 Native Americans who were a part of this party. They joined way earlier.
Mm-hmm.
And then they left because they weren't going to like partake in cannibalism.
Okay, so they're on their own now.
Well,
Oh.
one of the members of the party, William Foster.
That name sounds familiar.
I may have said William Foster earlier.
You might have.
Remember his name though, because he comes up later too.
Okay.
He had, I don't know if he followed them or if he tracked them down, but he killed them and then they ate them.
He killed all of them?
He killed the 2.
Oh, the 2 Native Americans. My bad. Right, the 2 Native Americans?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then they
and then he
ate
ate them.
Yeah. So now this group of 15 people only had 7 left, but they found their way to a settlement and were safe.
Okay, that's good. Good for them.
The Donner Party, however, was still camping in the supposed 8 feet of snow.
Oh my gosh.
All of their animals had been eaten. They
Obviously.
like had eaten, their cows. I guess they had some horses with them, so they'd eaten those. And then they like started eating, I don't know, squirrels and mice and anything they could get.
Oh yeah. Anything they could eat because they're
Anything they
probably
could eat.
starving.
They had like turned, I don't know if it was the bones or no, it was the hide of the animals. They had like turned it into like this mush that they could eat.
Really?
Yeah. Even though it had like no nutrition or anything in them, they still ate it because it was like the only thing they could do. And then when they were out of that, they started eating pine cones and tree bark.
That's horrible.
On February 19th, and this all started in October. And now it's like February, and they're still here. Now. It's February 19th. There's a rescue party. And honestly, they like had written stuff about it. A little scary sounding.
Really?
They said, "We saw a woman emerge from a hole in the snow. As we approached her, several others made their appearance. They were gaunt with famine, and I can never forget the horrible, ghastly sight they presented."
What?
I would be horrified. Imagine just like, someone being like, "Hey, our party, like, they're all stuck in the snow. Can you go help them?" And then you go, and it's like horrifying sights of people in holes in the snow.
That is absolutely terrifying.
What makes it worse is one of the women who like saw the people asked if they were from California or if they were men from heaven.
So they thought they died.
They thought they died.
That's so scary. That is so scary.
Imagine just like walking in the forest, and who knows what time it was. It could have been night.
Yeah.
It could have been pitch black outside, and then you hear like, a starving just skin and bones woman go, "Are you from California or are you men from heaven?"
That poor lady. I feel so bad. That poor lady.
They were still like a bunch of kids. I feel worse for them.
I just can't. The fact that they are getting rescued and they all probably thought that they died.
They probably did. Unfortunately, the rescue party couldn't take everyone.
What?
They probably didn't realize how many people were still alive. Um,
But like, come prepared. What is
they
up with
came.
people? What is up with people not being prepared?
I don't know. It's the Oregon Trail. No one was prepared. Everyone died of dysentery. The party was able to take 23 people. 17 of those were children.
I was
So
going to say, did they take the kids first?
they took at least some of the kids first.
Good.
The remaining people, who were still in the supposed 8 feet of snow, had, like, they basically had no other choice. And had told the party, like the rescue party, we're just gonna start eating the people who've already died.
They just admitted to that?
Well, they have been eating bark and pine cones.
I mean, I guess
It's very much a last resort kind of thing. It's
I just couldn't imagine eating, like, I guess if I had no other choice and I had to do it.
It's not like they were killing people.
That is true. I guess that's a good thing. That they just,
They were just eating the ones who already died.
yeah.
Until March 1st,
Oh,
when a rescue party led by James Reed, which, reminder, he was banished and had stabbed someone, which is why he was banished. He came back because, like, his family was still with this party.
Right.
So he was like, you know what, I'm here to rescue everyone. Took 17 people. There were more than 17 people. There were like 11 people left after the
both
17.
rescue parties.
After both rescue parties had, come and gone, there were like 11 people left.
Okay.
A third party came by William Foster.
The guy who killed the 2 Native Americans.
Yes.
Okay.
There's a bit of a trend where people who lead rescue parties are awful.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
So, William Foster, he comes in, he's like, I'm here to rescue some people. And they're like, that's so great. By the way, hate to break it to you, may have killed and eaten your son.
No! No! Shut up!
Yeah. I don't know exactly how old the son was.
So they told him that they killed him? Why wouldn't they just say, oh, he died?
I mean, they may not have told him, but they definitely did kill and eat his son.
No!
William Foster came in and he, was gathering people. His first thing was like, okay, where's my son? Obviously I'm gonna take my child.
Right.
Like, about that. Right. So
oh my god.
William Foster, he was only able to rescue 6 people out of the 11.
What the heck?
The 5 people being there, obviously the man who ate his son. I wouldn't take someone who ate my son.
Oh, no, definitely not.
I'd leave him there too. I bet he was like, you know what? You're the last person getting saved. I hope you freeze in this 8-foot snow.
And then I myself will come and eat you.
So it's him, a 4-year-old boy, which, by the way, I don't know why no one's taken the 4-year-old boy yet.
Why was he not on the first trip?
Right? Or, like, the second or third one. There have been 3 trips, and this 4-year-old boy was looked past every single time.
He's so tiny, they probably couldn't see him.
He got buried in the 8 feet of snow.
Poor kiddo.
Also, William Foster's mother-in-law, he left.
I mean...
Imagine your son-in-law comes and he's like, I'm here to save all of you. Not you, though.
That would be horrible.
That's awful. Even if you don't like your mother-in-law, you gotta, like, lie and be like, yeah, I'll save you. Sorry, what are you, 6 people? You gotta wait.
But I don't know. Maybe he was like, listen, you're my mother in law. That's your grandson. And you let them kill him and eat him.
Hmm,
You know what I'm saying?
that's a good point.
Like, if she was there, I mean, I'd assume she was definitely aware of it.
I
And
mean,
she just let them kill him.
yeah.
I don't know.
The last 2 people there were George Donner and Tamsin Donner. I most definitely would assume they're the last ones there.
Were they married? Were they
Yeah,
married? Okay.
I'm assuming they're last because everyone's like, you know what? Y'all decided to bring us on this route,
Yeah.
and now we're
Well,
stuck here.
they also probably could have felt guilty and sent everybody before them.
Hmm.
Let's pretend that they were nice.
Well, we can pretend they were nice.
Okay.
If that'll help you sleep at night.
It will. It'll help me sleep that they like felt guilty and they're just like, okay,
They
everybody
felt
go
so
for the rest.
guilty
Yes.
that they were like, everyone else go first.
Yes, that'll help me sleep.
Final rescue team, April 17th.
Please tell me they took the last 2.
There were still 5 people.
Okay, please tell me they
It was
took the
still
last
5
5.
people. They
Oh god.
only took 1 person.
Why? What was
Only
the
1
reason?
person was left alive. You want to guess who it was?
Who?
Just take a guess.
The mother-in-law.
Heisenberg, the person who killed and ate William Foster's son.
Did he kill and eat everybody else?
So here's supposedly whenever the final rescue team came, they saw George Donner with his head like split open with his brains like exposed.
Oh my gosh.
And Heisenberg, the only one left alive, said, well, they all died naturally. You know?
Yeah, that doesn't sound very naturally, sir.
I didn't think so either. It kind of sounds a little suspicious. I think he ate the 4-year-old first. I feel like he likes to kill and eat children whenever there's other options.
I'm just like, ugh. Was this last rescue team, was it the guy's son? Foster's son? Or was it Foster I meant?
I do not know.
Okay.
I think it was just a random
because
rescue
if it
team.
was, I guarantee he would have killed him.
Do you want to hear something that's going to make it a lot worse?
Go ahead.
Apparently there were some ox legs that he could have eaten.
And he chose the people?
They asked him, why would you not eat those? Why would you eat, people first? And he said that humans just tasted better.
What?
He chose to eat dead people, whether he killed them or not, over ox legs. And he didn't even get rid of the ox legs.
If you could see my face right now, my jaw is dropped. I'm in so much disbelief.
There were 87 people at the start of this trip. Take a guess on how many survived.
Well, if I could have done the math, I'm going to say, let's see, the first one took, I can't even remember because after you just told me that, I'm going to say 30.
47.
Okay, not bad. So
40 people died on that trip.
Half.
If you want to be happy and say it's half, you can be happy and say it's half.
How many people died?
40 people!
Yeah, that's pretty much half.
I mean, yeah, but 40 people still died.
Yeah, that's horrible.
Most of them probably got eaten too.
Yeah, that's what I was getting ready to say. Most of them definitely got eaten, it sounds like.
Imagine, you're going on this big road trip, and you join this other group of people going on a road trip, and they're like, yeah, we'll get there faster. And it's so far behind that you are stuck there all winter and have to resort to eating people.
I don't know if I could do it. I really don't. I still don't understand why the 4-year-old was not sent first.
I don't know either. There's no reason why. I don't know, maybe they were just like, this particular 4-year-old is awful. Maybe no one liked him. Maybe he was just a really annoying 4-year-old.
Was that the rest of your story?
Yes.
Was that the end of it? Okay, can I ask you a question?
Go ahead.
Okay, I don't know if you want me to keep this in or not. You told me that this came to you in a dream.
Okay. No. I changed my mind from what came to me in a dream. What came to me in a dream, I can read it to you, but what came to me in a dream was reading really scary stories that like I knew about from liking creepypastas and stuff whenever I was younger.
Okay.
So I was going to read to you this one called The Licked Hand, and I literally had it in my dream so much that I was so desperate to read it, but I couldn't find it. So I literally read it from memory. And you know what? It was pretty close. You want me to read it? That'll be the little bonus episode.
Our little bonus clip it.
Our little bonus part of this episode.
Yeah. Okay, let's do it. I was just really concerned. I was like, how did this come into your dream?
Okay. This is what came to my dream. It's called
so is this gonna freak me out?
Yes.
Great.
But I think you'll be fine.
Okay.
A beautiful girl is left home alone with only her dog to protect her. On the news that night, they announce there is a serial killer on the loose in the area. Before she goes to bed, she locks all the doors and tries to lock all the windows. But the one in the basement won't lock. She decides to leave it unlocked, but locks the basement door and goes to bed. Her dog takes its customary position under her bed. In the deep night, she awakens to a dripping sound coming from her bathroom. Half awake, she feels the comforting lick of her dog and falls back to sleep. She reawakens to the dripping sound and reaches her hand down to her dog, where she feels a reassuring lick and falls back to sleep. Once more, she awakens to the dripping sound. She reaches her hand and feels the lick of her dog. Now curious about the dripping sound, she gets up and slowly walks to the bathroom, the dripping sound getting louder as she approaches. She reaches the bathroom and turns on the light. She is greeted by a horrific sight. Hanging from the shower nozzle is her dog, with its throat slit and blood dripping into the bathtub. Something is written on the bathroom mirror. She turns around. Written in her dog's blood are the words, "Humans can lick too."
I want to throw up.
Have you never heard that before?
I want to throw up right now.
That's such a popular one. I thought for sure you would have heard it.
Do you think I read that stuff? That stuff scares me. Now I wish I never would have asked you what you dreamed about. Ew. I want to vomit.
Did you like the story?
No.
Oh.
Not at all. Not at all. I hated that.
Do you want me to read you another one?
How scary is it?
I think it's the scariest one I've ever read.
No, why would you do
that? I think you'll like this one.
Okay, I'm so scared.
This is the story of a day where there was all this blood. A man was walking around and blood started coming out of him everywhere. There was so much blood that it filled up an elevator. He went to the store and there was just blood all over the place. People were slipping in it and they were all grossed out. He tried to go swimming and all the sharks went nuts and bit into everyone. He got chased by all the vampires ever. One time, the blood got a kid and a dog. At the end of the day, everyone decided they would send him to space so that he stops getting blood everywhere. And the scariest part is that man is you! Or he was a lady if you were a lady, and you forgot that this happened.
What?
Did you like that story?
I kind of did like that one.
I have
It was
another one like that.
it was kind of all over the place.
A man and a girl go out to drive under moonlight. They stop at the side of the road, and he turns to his girl and says, "Baby, I love you very much. What is it, honey? Our car is broken down. I think the engine is broken. I'll walk and get some more fuel. Okay, I'll stay here and look after our stereo. There's been reports of stereos getting stolen. Good idea. Keep the doors locked no matter what. I love you, sweaty."
Sweaty.
So the guy left to get full for the car. After 2 hours, the girl says, "Where is my baby? He was supposed to be back by now." Then the girl hears a scratching sound and a voice saying, "Let me in." The girl doesn't do it, and after a while, she goes to sleep. The next morning, she wakes up and finds her boyfriend still not there. She gets out to check, and man door hand hook car door.
That's it.
Yeah, man door hand hook car door. Did you really not know about the Donner Party?
I've never heard. I was getting ready to say I don't know how I've never heard about them.
I thought you would have.
Never.
Like, it's a really like, you've never even heard, like, someone reference it.
No, I was gonna ask you how you heard about it.
Well, I've heard people reference it before,
I
didn't know what it was. And then I had watched a video explaining it, like, a couple months ago, and I was like, you know what? That's really messed up. It seems like something that you definitely would have heard of before.
Yeah,
like, I'm really surprised you haven't.
Me too, because you know I'm really big into like true crime, and I get that's kind of like a true crime-ish thing. Something like that you would have thought I would have heard of.
Yeah,
that's crazy. I'll have to look more into it, see if there's any like shows about it or anything.
Oh, I don't know if there would be. There might be.
Well, that was a good story. That was good.
Thank you. I worked very hard.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
I opened one video and the Wikipedia.
Wikipedia. Such a good resource.
It is. It
really
told me
is.
everything.
It really is.
Oh, I kind of left it out because it wasn't that important, but it is a little funny, but not funny haha.
Funny, like, coincidence?
No, more just like, okay, that's something that happened.
Okay.
There was someone in the Donner Party who had, like, stripped his clothes and ran into the forest and then died of hypothermia.
Why would he do that? Did he go insane?
Like, he had hypothermia.
Why did he take his clothes off?
Because that's what people with hypothermia do.
You don't want to keep your clothes on?
No.
Why?
I think it's like, I don't, you know, whenever you touch something really, really cold that, like, your hand feels like it's hot?
Oh.
So whenever you're literally freezing to death, you're like, I'm burning up. It is so very hot.
That's sad. That is kind of funny, though. Not funny, haha, but like...
Anyway. Funny.
It's a little funny. Alright, well, that was a good second episode. Oh, I guess we should say that we do have social media now. Let me pull it up.
We have it on everything.
Except for Facebook. We don't have Facebook yet.
Well, Facebook isn't cool. No. We have all the things the cool kids use.
We have it on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. That is sstoriespod. And then our email is sinisterspookystoriespod@gmail.com. It'll all be linked in this. We also have a YouTube too, so you can't see our faces because we are not recording our faces. But if you don't want to listen on Spotify, you can also listen on YouTube.
Because some people don't listen on Spotify.
Yeah, that is very true.
And they're a little odd.
And you can always go comment on YouTube.
Oh, you can comment on YouTube. You can't comment on Spotify.
You can't comment on Spotify, but you know what you can do on Spotify? You can rate us 5 stars. That's for sure.
And you should, if you're listening on Spotify.
Exactly.
If you're not listening on Spotify and you're listening on YouTube, you should like the video and leave a comment.
Absolutely.
Telling us if you would have been eaten first in the Donner Party.
Yes. Should our ending be like leaving advice?
Yes.
Like we did last episode. Okay, my advice is Always be a follower. Don't go on new trails.
And if you do go on new trails, don't stab a man because your cart gets tangled.
Facts.
And maybe leave on time and
Maybe
not a
leave on
week
time.
late.
Don't procrastinate.
Don't procrastinate. Then don't get stuck in 8-foot deep snow.
Yeah. Can you hear Maria crying?
No.
Okay, she just woke up, so perfect timing, I guess.
Perfect time to
All
end the
right.
episode.
Well, check the description for all of our socials and
Go
rate us
follow
5
us on
stars.
everything.
Follow us on everything. Oh, we have a TikTok too. Did I say TikTok?
No, we don't have anything posted on the TikTok
Yes,
yet.
yes, we did. I just posted something on TikTok today.
Oh, we have something posted on the TikTok. So go follow us there.
Follow us
and
on
leave
everything.
a like and a comment.
Leave us a like and a comment. Rate us 5 stars. Download the episode. Tell your friends. Tell your family. Tell your enemies.
Because they're not our enemies.
Definitely not. An enemy of our friend is our friend. Is that how it goes?
They're our friend as long as they're a listener.
That facts. All right, we'll see you next time on Spooky
Spooky Stories with the Sinister Sisters.
Bye.